Picture this. You're sitting by the fire, a nice warm cup of hot cocoa in your hand, and you ask yourself, what could make this moment even better? That's right, a good old chocolate chip cookie. Everyone knows and loves the chocolate chip cookie, which is why it's America's most popular cookie. Now, my family has been making them for years, and we have our own traditional recipe. Today I'm going to share with you a little bit of history about the cookie as well as my family's recipe. Now, the first step is to add in our dry ingredients. Now into bowl 2, we're going to have 2 1/4 cup of flour. The next step is 1 teaspoon of baking soda. After that, 1 teaspoon of salt. And that's it for bowl 2, so we're going to set that aside. Now to bowl 1. We're going to have 3/4 cup of sugar and 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar. Now ensure that it's packed down good in order to be measured correctly. Ooh. All right, now we're just going to mix those together. And now it's on to our liquid ingredients. Now we're going to stick with this bowl 1, and now we're going to add in 2 sticks of softened butter. Now make sure that they're softened and not melted, because if they're melted, it just won't turn out correctly. Now that we have that, we're just going to blend it in real good. Now while I have you here, I'm going to tell you a little bit of history about the chocolate chip cookie. Now the chocolate chip cookie was actually invented by accident by Ruth Wakefield. And basically in the 1930s, she created the cookie because people thought that she actually used the chocolate chips as a replacement for the nuts. But in truth, she disproved that theory. And actually she said it was by dint of training, talent, and hard work. So that's pretty cool to hear. Now that we have this mixed up good, we're going to add in 2 large eggs. All right, then we're just going to mix those in pretty good. Now that we have that mixed in well, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then we're just going to blend that in good. Now the next step is to add in our dry ingredients from bowl 2. Now the key to this is to add in just a little bit at a time to ensure that it's blended well and you don't really make a mess. So we're just going to stir these up good. And now before we do this, we're going to go ahead and preheat the oven to 375 degrees. So I've already done that, so now we can move on to this. So we're just going to add in a little bit at a time. Now I've been making this recipe since I was a child, as long as I can remember. I've done it with my grandma and my mom, and basically it's just something that we've shared with everyone around us. Everyone at my school loves them. People that work with my parents just love them. It's just something that we've kept around for a long time, and I'm very glad we have because it's one of my favorite recipes. Now that we have this blended together good, it's time for the most important step, the chocolate chips. So we're going to apply the same method and just add in a little bit at a time. Stir it good. Oh my goodness. All right, now that we have that blended well, it's time to get it on the baking sheet. So we're just gonna move this out of the way and bring over our baking sheet. Now, in order for it to be cooked evenly, it's good to have about 1 teaspoon, or tablespoon, excuse me, of dough, and we're just gonna spread it a good amount apart so that they don't blend together too much. And then once we finish that, we're gonna stick it in the oven for about 9 to 11 minutes. Now, I prefer 10 minutes because it's a good middle, and you get the nice crunchy outside with the soft inside. Thank you guys so much for watching. Today I wanna leave you with a quote by the wise Danielle Campbell. I will never get tired of making chocolate chip cookies, never. Chocolate chip cookies are something that we all enjoy, and I'm glad I was able to share my family's recipe with you. So anytime you're feeling hungry or creative, sit down and make this recipe. It's worth it.